Baba's Sakar Murli, 16th of October 2023. Baba says, sweet children, the happiness of this knowledge continues for 21 generations. It is the constant happiness of heaven. On the path of devotion, they receive momentary happiness from doing intense devotion. So one is the happiness of devotion and another is happiness of knowledge. In the path of devotion, whatever they do on the path of devotion, they receive the fruit of that and they also feel happy with that. But Baba says that is temporary happiness. And this happiness, what you receive through knowledge, it will continue to be with you for 21 generations, Baba says. You know, why I said 21 generations? Not only 21 births. There is a difference in that. Because if we say only 21 births, it could be like in every birth in 21 lives. But it might be every life for a short time. But 21 generations means all 21 births from the time of birth to the time soul leaves the body. Whole life you get happiness. That's why Baba says 21 generations. Question: by following which Srimad can you children attain salvation? By following which Srimad can you children attain salvation? Answer: the Father's Srimad is, forget this old world and remember me alone. So the Father Srimad is, forget this old world and remember me alone. This is known as surrendering yourself or dying alive. By following this Srimad, you become the most elevated of all. By following this Srimad, you become the most elevated of all. You then receive salvation. Because Baba says, forget the old world and remember me alone. Can you remember Baba and also remember the old world, old relations? Is that possible? So then Baba says, this Srimad is important. You then receive salvation. Corporeal human beings cannot grant salvation to human beings. The Father alone is the bestower of salvation for all. Song. Salutations to Shiva. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Shanti. You children heard the song. It is sung, God is the highest on high. Human beings don't know the God's name. Devotees cannot know God until God comes and gives the devotees his own introduction. Now once again, the God of Gita is speaking. When the God of Gita, according to the scripture also, when he's giving his own introduction to Arjun, what did he say? Before showing his form, the true form, he says that nobody else can give you my introduction. Only me, myself, only through me, you can get my true introduction. So actually, this is right now what Baba is speaking. And it is through Baba only that we can know Baba, we can understand Baba properly. It cannot happen through anybody else. So my father's introduction, no one else can give to me, only my father himself when he comes and tells me. That's why Baba says devotees cannot know God until God comes and gives the devotees his own introduction. This is important to understand. It has been explained that there is knowledge and devotion. The golden and silver ages are the reward of studying this knowledge. You are now receiving this knowledge from the ocean of knowledge, and by making effort, you are creating your reward of constant happiness. You are now receiving this knowledge from whom? So while studying, you will see every day Murli, in some way or the other, Baba reminds us who is teaching you. It's not any ordinary human being. So he brings us into that soul conscious stage, who is speaking and who is listening. So Baba says, you are now receiving this knowledge from the ocean of knowledge, and by making effort, you are creating your reward of constant happiness. So this is through this effort that I get the reward of constant happiness. Baba already said that was temporary happiness that we were receiving. This is constant. And then in the copper and iron ages, there will be devotion. So path of devotion, how long it exists? What would you say? Half a cycle. And path of knowledge? Baba says path of knowledge also half a cycle. Why and how? Knowledge is only right now in Sangam Yuga, in the confluence age. But the path of knowledge means also includes not only when we are studying at the time of confluence age, but also the time of reward. We get the reward of this knowledge, reward of this study in the next two ages, golden age and silver age. So half a cycle we can say is the path of knowledge, and half a cycle is path of devotion. The reward of this knowledge continues through the golden and silver ages. The happiness of knowledge continues for 21 generations. That is the constant happiness of heaven. In hell, there is momentary happiness. It is explained to you, children, that when there were the golden and silver ages, the path of knowledge, there was the new world, new Bharat. Today, Baba is emphasizing on what was Bharat in the golden age, in the beginning of the cycle, and what it has become now. And this comparison, Baba is always telling us only for the reason that we are able to understand our original status and also our aim and object, what we are going to become in future once again, what we were. So Baba says, Bharat has now become Tamo Pradhan, hell. Although they name it as Bharat, still, Baba says it's not that Bharat that God had created. There are many types of sorrow right now in this Bharat. In heaven, there is no name or trace of sorrow. There is no need to adopt a guru. Do you need guru in the golden age? Not required, because guru means the one who guides you towards the path of happiness, towards salvation, liberation, and liberation in life. But in golden age, we are already experiencing liberation in life. So we don't need anybody to guide us for anything. All the souls are full of all the virtues. So Baba says, it is God alone who has to uplift the devotees. It is now the end of the Iron Age and destruction is just in front of you. The Father comes, gives you this knowledge through Brahma and establishes heaven. He inspires destruction through Shankar and sustenance through Vishnu. No one understands the acts of God. sometimes in some places it is written, and they also mention sometimes when natural calamities happen, earthquakes or some famines or floods, things like that, natural calamities, natural disasters, what they say? They say it's act of God. But Baba's children now understand this is not act of God. Nature is playing its own role. It has to balance itself. So Baba says nobody understands the acts of God, because he acts only at the end of the cycle, when the Iron Age is going to finish and New Age is coming. So to purify all the souls, to purify this world and transform this world, that is Baba's task. That is act of God. Human beings are said to be sinful souls or charitable souls. It is not said sinful supreme soul, papatma, punya atma. This is not said for the Father. It's said only for the souls. So you can't say sinful supreme soul, pap paramatma and punya paramatma. Can't say that. A great soul would be called a great soul. He wouldn't be called a great supreme soul. Supreme soul. Supreme is already the highest adjective, the most elevated adjective what Baba has. He's also a soul. We are also souls. So when we say supreme soul, supreme is only one. You cannot add one more adjective with that great supreme soul or pure supreme soul. He's ever pure. Supreme means it includes everything already. And there is no duality in that. So Baba says souls become, because we become pure and we also become impure. But Baba is ever pure. So we become sinful and we also become charitable, because we change and we transform. But he doesn't. He never. So the Father has explained, first of all, the main religion is the deity religion. So when Baba talks about 4 main religions, do you remember what are the 4 main religions? First is the original eternal deity religion. And then, that's what Baba is saying. At that time, after that, you remember which one? What are the 3 main religions? Sure. Islam, Christianity, first Buddhism, then Christianity. So these are the 4 religions. At that time, it was just the Sun dynasty that ruled the kingdom. There wasn't the Moon dynasty. So Baba is explaining very clearly, when there is Sun dynasty, then there is only Sun dynasty, there is no Moon dynasty. So basically, later on, nowadays, when people say, what is your caste? What is your religion? Now they have to speak that. But that time there is only one. So they don't even have to say that I belong to Sun dynasty. They don't have to say that. When later on Moon dynasty will come, that people of Moon dynasty will say that our ancestors belong to Sun dynasty. When Copper Age comes, then we start saying that those who were in the past, they were the deities, they were Devi Devtas. They will say. But when Devi Devtas themselves exist, they don't say we are deities. They don't have to say that. So Baba says that time there was no Moon dynasty. There was just one religion. There were palaces of gold and silver in Bharat. All the roofs and walls were decorated with diamonds and jewels. You can imagine, can you visualize? Yesterday, Suraj Bhai was also giving this practice. When you see your 5 forms, and when you go to your original form, the beginning of the cycle, your deity form, visualize everything. everything, including your palaces, the gardens of golden age, everything. So Baba is helping us to create that image. Once Baba said in one of the Murlis that while listening to Murli, watch TV. Baba said, while listening to Murli, watch TV. Have you done that ever? What is Baba's meaning? You understand? Means whatever Baba is speaking, visualize that. Watch TV in your mind. Create the image of that, because when you create an image, then you feel intoxication while listening Murli. Otherwise, sometimes there are different kind of stages. So Baba says, Bharat was like a diamond. That same Bharat has now become like shells. The Father says, I come at the end of the cycle. I come at the confluence of the end of the Iron Age and beginning of the Golden Age. So this is the confluence of two cycles also. It is the confluence of the darkest night and the brightest morning. I make Bharat into heaven once again through you mothers. You are the Shiv Shaktis, the Pandav army. Baba is talking to the female. Pandavas have love for the one father. Pandavas have love for the one father. The Pandavas, that's why Baba calls all the brothers as Pandavas, sisters as Shaktis. Why? Because Pandavas, as a memorial of Pandavas, according to the mythology, there are Pandavas and Kauravas. Kauravas are those who are not having the loving intellect. Only those who have the loving intellect for the father, they are the Pandavas. They are very few in numbers, but they have that pure connection with the father. So Baba says the father is teaching them, teaching the Pandavas right now. All the scriptures, etc., are the paraphernalia of the path of devotion. Those are the devotion cults. All of those are devotion cults. The Father now comes and gives everyone this knowledge, the fruit of devotion. All are the cults of devotion, different cults, different kinds of religions and gurus, and everyone has their own dictates. And now what Baba is doing? Baba is not creating any more cult. Baba is now, what did Baba say just now? Baba is giving the fruit of devotion. We all have been very good devotees since the beginning of the Copper Age. So Baba says now he gives fruit of devotion through which you go into salvation. And what is the fruit of devotion? It's the knowledge. The bestower of salvation, the Father of all, is just the one. The Father alone is called the ocean of knowledge. Human beings cannot grant liberation or liberation in life to human beings. One human being cannot give liberation to the other human being. This knowledge is not in any of the scriptures. Because if Baba speaks those knowledge which is already there in any of the scriptures, then there is no use of Baba's coming, right? If he's speaking the same things. That's why sometimes if some people say, they compare, in Gita it's written like that, in Buddhism they say like that, in that religion my Guruji says like that, but Baba is saying like this. So there is a conflict. There is a conflict. Why Baba had to come? Because the real knowledge didn't exist. If it was already existing, then why Baba has to come? And if he is giving the real knowledge which was not existing before, that means it will be different from all those things. It is new knowledge. That's why Baba says it's new knowledge for the new world. So Baba says the Father alone is called the ocean of knowledge. You claim your inheritance from him and you will then become full of all virtues. 16 celestial degrees full. This is the praise of the deities. Lakshmi and Narayan are 16 celestial degrees full, and Rama and Sita are 14 degrees. This is a study. This is not a common spiritual gathering. It's not a common satsang. Only the one is the truth. He alone comes and explains the truth. Because God is truth. He's the only one truth. And He's the only one who can explain the truth. Right? This is an impure world. There are no impure beings in the pure world and no pure beings in an impure world. Only the one Father is the one who makes you pure. The soul says salutations to Shiva. Om Namah Shivaya. Who is saying? Baba is telling us, the soul says that. The soul said salutations to his father. If someone says that Shiv exists in him, in that case, to whom he is bowing down? If Shiv Baba or God is within you, then to whom you bow down? Then not required. And if you are God yourself, then means that's it, the game is over. Then you don't have a chance to improve. You don't have a chance to connect with some higher power and charge yourself. You go, you go. This ignorance has spread. The Father is now making you children Trikaldarshi. You know that the place where all reside in the land of Nirvana, your sweet home. Trikaldarshi. We understand the whole cycle. Everyone remembers liberation, where we souls reside with the Father. You are now remembering the Father. When you go to the land of happiness, you will not remember the Father. This is the land of sorrow. Everyone is in degradation. So when we are happy, we are like children, all the children are happy, then they don't remember their parents. No need, not required. So this is the land of sorrow. Everyone is in degradation. That is why, because the soul can feel that I am degraded now. Soul can feel that I'm not that pure now. And soul also has the realization, I was not always like this. Means this stage and this situation of the soul is not acceptable actually. It's not acceptable. That is the reason we want to improve. That is the reason we want to change. Which also proves that soul was, once upon a time, it was 100% pure. So Baba says, there was new Bharat in the new world. That was a land of happiness. There were the Sun dynasty and the Moon dynasty kingdoms. People don't know what the connection is between Lakshmi and Narayan and Radhe and Krishna. What is the connection? Only we know. They have made separate temples for Radhe Krishna and separate for Lakshmi Narayan. And they have different story of Radha Krishna and separate story for Lakshmi and Narayan. For Lakshmi Narayan, not much stories actually they have. They don't know from where they came, how they came, because it's like an incomplete story, you can say, or it's like two parts of the same story are separated, because Radhe Krishna in the childhood, they will become Lakshmi Narayan later on. So when you separate these two parts, then you cannot understand the whole story. So that's why Baba says they don't know the connection between Lakshmi Narayan and Radhe Krishna. That princess and prince are each from separate kingdoms. It isn't that they are brothers and sister, brother and sister. Radhe and Krishna are not brother and sister. They are from different kingdoms. And according to the mythology, Radhe and Krishna, they didn't get married. Krishna got married to somebody else. So Rukmini, his wife is somebody else. So this is a very confusion, a lot of confusion in the mythology. So Baba is now clarifying the things to us. So when they married, then this Shri Krishna and Radhe, when they get married, they became Lakshmi and Narayan. In the golden age, everything gives happiness, whereas in the iron age, everything causes sorrow. In the golden age, no one has untimely death. You children know that you study easy Raja Yoga with the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, in order to change from ordinary man into Narayan and ordinary women into Lakshmi. This is a school. Where are you sitting now? Wherever you are, online or offline, wherever you are, but while studying, what kind of consciousness I should have? Baba says, this is a school. There is no aim or objective in those spiritual gatherings, means those ordinary satsang, they call it spiritual gathering or satsang, but there is no aim and object. You just go, you listen, you feel good for a while, but there is no transformation and there is no homework to do. And this is a school. Every day we get homework. Baba is giving us homework. We can choose for ourselves also. Because while listening to the Murli, something will always touch you that this point is for me. And actually that is the homework for you. You have to work on that. So Baba says those spiritual gatherings, satsangs, they don't have any aim and object. They simply continue to relate the Vedas and scriptures, etc. You have now come to know the human world cycle from the Father. The Father alone is called knowledgeful one, the blissful and merciful one. You sing, O Baba, come and have mercy. Only heavenly God, the Father, comes and establishes heaven at the confluence age. You know, this, when they say heavenly God, Father, they feel God lives in heaven. But Baba explained heavenly Godfather means God he's a creator of heaven. And he never comes in heaven. He creates the heaven through us, with us, and then gives it to us, sends us to heaven. But he never enters into heaven. And we don't even remember him when we are in heaven. So only heavenly God, the Father, comes and establishes heaven at the confluence age. There are very few human beings in heaven. Compared to now, you see there are very few. Beginning of heaven, only 900,000. Where will all the rest of people go? The Father takes everyone to the land of liberation. Their role is not there in the golden age. Their role is not there in the heaven in golden or silver ages. They will come later. Because for that, you have to make effort now. Only those souls who are making effort now will be there. The Father takes everyone to the land of liberation. So actually, he will take everyone, each one of us as well. First, all of us will go to liberation, that is in the soul world. And then only those who have made effort now, before liberation, in this confluence age, they deserve to be in heaven. So they will be sent to heaven automatically. So there was just Bharat in heaven, and later on too, just Bharat will remain. Because as was the beginning, so will be the end. Bharat, the land of truth, is remembered here. At present, Bharat has become poverty-stricken. It continues to beg for every penny. Taking loans from other places is like begging, right? Bharat was like a diamond and is now worth a shell. This secret of the drama has to be understood. Why it is like that, it has to be understood. This is the oldest land. The oldest land. You know the Father, the Creator, and the beginning, middle, and end of his creation. So now we are the ones, we should have so much intoxication that we are the ones who know the Creator and also his creation. Salutations, the human beings sing salutations to the mothers, Vande Mataram. But sometimes they say for the motherland, Vande Mataram. However, it is only pure ones who are praised. Now here Baba explains the subtle meaning. It's not for everyone. It's for those who become pure. They are worthy of praise. Otherwise, there are so many mothers in the whole world. God himself comes and begins the saying, salutations to the mothers. And Baba, through Sakar Brahma Baba, literally used to do that. And sometimes after the Murli, when Baba gives Yad Pyar, Baba gives remembrance, you know, sometimes Dadis used to say when Baba was in Sakar, at the end of the Murli, he would get up from his seat, leave his seat, bow down in front of the children, and would give Yad and Pyar to the children. Baba used to say that you are much higher than me. That's why I first say Namaste and then you respond. So at this time, Baba says, because usually juniors will say, wish or greet their seniors first, and then seniors will respond, right? So Baba says, you are much higher than me because you become the masters of heaven. I don't. So this is Baba brings, how he brings that intoxication in us and self-respect. Such a sweet father and such a sweet way of transforming the souls. So Baba says that is called the world. So he says salutations to the mothers. Shiv Baba himself came and said, women are the gateway to heaven. Nari Swarga ka dwar. There is the Shakti army. Why Baba emphasized this point? Because many sannyasis usually say when they leave their families and homes and they say that women is the gateway to hell. Because what the excuse they give that why we don't stay at home, because staying with a female, we cannot do our tapasya. It will pull us back. Actually, it's their own weakness. It's not women's fault, but they say like that women are the gateway to hell. And now Baba comes and says, corrects the statement, and that this is the women, those who will open the gates of heaven. So Baba has given them the urn of knowledge, given them the leading role in the yajna. And without the mothers, you cannot open the, means females. Here Baba means women. There is the Shakti army. They are the ones who will bring about the kingdom of heaven. They will bring. And this is true also. Even in a family, you can see if a female is sensible, she can bring happiness in the family. She can create a very good atmosphere. And if not, then the whole atmosphere will be spoiled. So Baba says that is called the World Almighty Authority Kingdom. You Shaktis established self-sovereignty, and it is now once again being established. The golden age is called the kingdom of Rama, Ram Rajya. Ram Rajya is used as a metaphor of a place where there is, which is full of happiness, where there is no negativity, no sorrow, no pain. All the souls are happy and there is harmony. That world is called Ram Rajya, the kingdom of Rama. It's not about that Rama who comes in the silver age. It's not about that. So Baba says, the golden age is called the kingdom of Rama because Rama also means God. Ram and Ravan, when we say there is a fight between Ram and Ravan, Ram means the divine and Ravan means the devil. So even now they say there should be the kingdom of Rama. Now also, you know, in Bharat often they use this phrase that we want to bring Ram Rajya. However, no human being can do this. They try their best, but things are becoming even worse. So Baba says, who can bring the kingdom of Rama? Only that Ram himself. So no human being can do this. Incorporeal God, the Father himself comes and teaches you. He too definitely needs a body. He definitely has to enter the body of Brahma. Now, how will he do? He's telling who will do and how will he do, because there is a process. He can't just do it from up there, inspiring the souls, touching the souls. That cannot happen that way. So Baba says he too definitely needs a body because he needs to talk to his children. And we souls, his children right now, are in the bondage of bodies, completely body conscious. We are not able to catch those inspirations or touchings, even if he gives from up there. So he has to come to our level. We are not able to reach his level. It seems like when you talk to a little child who is very small, when you talk to him, you will first sit down, you will come to his level, and you will speak, even if you have to teach him some very important lesson. But the language you will speak is his language, what he can understand. Otherwise, there is no use. So Baba comes and speaks in our language, human language, talks to us. And for that, he needs a human body. He needs the body of Brahma. And body also he chooses is the one who has experience of the whole cycle from the beginning, from the day one, when the cycle begins. He definitely has to enter the body of Brahma. Shiv Baba is the father of all of you souls. Prajapita has also been remembered. Pita is the father. Brahma is called the great-great-grandfather. In the form of Brahma, he is the great-great-grandfather of the whole human tree, the whole human cycle, because he is the one from where the new generation begins. When Shiv Baba enters, he is created, Brahma is created, and through him Brahmins are created. Then further these Brahmins next in the golden age will become deities, and then further they come into the cycle. So for the whole humanity, great-great-grandfather is Brahma Baba. Both Adi Dev and Adi Devi are sitting here doing tapasya. You too are doing tapasya. This is Raja Yoga. Sannyasis have Hatha Yoga. They can never teach Raja Yoga. They've been studying those, but they have continued to become impure. This is the same Mahabharat war through which destruction is to take place. There is no science in the Vedas. There are things of knowledge in that. It is the wonder of scientific intellects that they invent inventions. That is scientific intellect. They invent vimans, planes, etc. for happiness. Then later, destruction takes place through them only. Things are, all the inventions, these are done for the sake of happiness. But finally, it brings destruction. Why? Because it's not the fault of technology. It's the fault of the human beings, those who are using that, because they are not in a good state of mind. So whichever instrument you will use for destruction. Even normal, you say, ordinary accidents happening on the road. Why? Not following the rules, or sometimes somebody is too much stressed. All these are weaknesses of human beings, right? The souls. So when souls are pure, these instruments are used for, in a better way, for happiness. That's what Baba says, that they make it for happiness, but it doesn't bring happiness. Skills for happiness will remain in Bharat, and the skills for sorrow and for killing one another will end. There are scientific skills of all kinds, right? They are creating missiles, bombs. You see now the wars happening in different parts of the world. This is so destructive. And Baba says these skills will finish of creating bombs and missiles and all those war materials. Only skills will remain is for happiness. Creating things like Viman for happiness. Constructing the buildings in very short time. All these skills will go with us to the golden age. Whoever Baba's children have these skills, they will carry this to the golden age. So means only the positive things will go because intellect becomes pure. The wisdom of science will continue. These bombs, etc., were manufactured in the previous cycle too. The new world has to be established, and the impure world then has to be destroyed. The father says, you have completed your 84 births. Now renounce the arrogance of those bodies and remember me, your father, and your sins will be absolved in this fire of the yoga of remembrance. Ravan has made you perform many sinful acts. There is just one way to become pure. You are souls anyways. You say, I am a soul. You wouldn't say that you are the supreme soul. Would you say that ever, that I am God myself or God is within me? We don't say that. You say, do not upset my soul. Normally also people say, don't disturb my soul, do not upset my soul. It's a very big mistake to say that each soul is the supreme soul. It's not an ordinary mistake. Because of this, everything has become upside down. That they have started believing that soul is the supreme soul itself. That's not right. Devotion is now tamo pradhan and adulterated. They just sit and worship whoever comes in front of them. The remembrance of one is called unadulterated. Adulterated devotion is now to end. The Father comes and gives you your unlimited inheritance. It is the Father and none other who gives everyone happiness. The Father says, by connecting your intellects in yoga to me alone, your final thoughts will lead you to your destination. Antamati Sogati. Your final thoughts, whatever will be your final thought in the last moment just before leaving the body, that will decide your future destiny. Now the question is, when is my last moment, final moment? It could be any moment. So any moment could be my last moment. That means I need to stay in remembrance all the time. This is very important to understand. We can't say that, okay, I will remember Baba at the end. When is your end? Do you know that? Nobody knows. So Baba says, I am the creator of heaven. This is the world of thorns. They continue to fight and quarrel among themselves. This old world is now changing. The urn of nectar of this knowledge is placed on the mothers. This is the knowledge, but in comparison to poison, it is called nectar. Knowledge is called nectar because ignorance, right now what is happening in the world is all like poison. So it is said, why should I renounce nectar and drink poison? If somebody has realized that this is nectar, then why would he leave it and go back to the poison? Will you? Cannot, right? You will become elevated by following Srimad. The Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul comes and gives Srimad. Shri Krishna also became that by following Srimad. How he became Krishna? The same soul, Brahma Baba, is becoming Krishna now. These matters have to be understood. You have to forget the whole of the old world. Define for yourself what is your world now. You have to forget the whole of the old world and remember the one Father. It is now that you have to surrender yourselves. This is known as dying alive. Dying alive. The things of the path of devotion are separate. Those are cults of devotion. That is totally different thing. Don't compare knowledge only because, sometimes some words Baba speaks and some people feel this also sounds like Buddhism. This also sounds like, some religion. Words, don't go to the words. Try to understand the whole meaning, what Baba is explaining. Sometimes Baba has to use those words which we are familiar with. You know, it's like it's a journey from known to unknown. So what is known to us, like in the beginning of this journey, when Shri Baba came, what method Baba used? They used to play some songs which are already, people are familiar with those songs. So they used to play those songs, and according to that song, Baba would start speaking Murli, speaking the knowledge. Sometimes some songs of devotion, some kind of prayer. But it's not that we are doing prayers. No, because that is already in our minds. So Baba takes from that towards the unknown, towards what we don't know. So Baba gives sometimes those references from the scriptures. It's only for reference. And then Baba explains. So Baba says there are many gurus of devotion. However, only the one incorporeal Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, is the bestower of salvation. Corporeal human beings cannot grant salvation to human beings. They cannot give happiness for all time. It is the Father who gives happiness for all time. This is a school. The Father tells you the aim and object. When we are going to school, we should know why I'm going. What is the purpose? What is my aim? What will I become after studying this? He says you are to receive your inheritance of the happiness of heaven. All the rest will go to land of liberation. There is the land of peace, the land of happiness, and this is the land of sorrow. Right now, Iron Age, Kali Yuga, this cycle continues to turn. And where is the land of peace? Paramdham, the soul world. That is only peace, no happiness, no sorrow, just silence. That is a world of silence. This is called the discus of self-realization. No one can be liberated from the cycle of this drama. If you feel that I want to leave in between, can you? You cannot. You have to settle all the karma, complete the cycle, and at the end, when Baba comes, he takes us back. We don't even know the way to go back home. Each one has a predestined, imperishable part. The Father is teaching you and changing you from human beings into deities. Everyone has a different part and different time duration. But time of coming down could be different. But time of going back is same. We will all go back at the end. Before that, cannot. Even Brahma Baba is waiting in the subtle region. He's not yet back. So until we all become perfect. So Baba says, I am changing you, I'm teaching you for changing you from human beings into deities. Then it depends on how much each one of you study. Some will become kings and others will become subjects. All are studying here. So choose for yourself. What are you going to become? There is the Sun dynasty. When there was Sun dynasty in the golden age, there wasn't anybody else. The land of Bharat was the highest on high land of truth. It has now become a land of falsehood. This is called the extreme depths of hell. There is so much violence over money. You see, for money, they kill each other. Even the brothers, they become like enemies for money. So Baba says there is nothing lacking for which they would have to commit sin. Baba is talking about golden age. The Father himself is making this corrupted world elevated through you mothers. Understand your responsibility, everyone? The Father says to them, salutations to the mothers. Vande Mataram. Sannyasis do not say salutations to the mothers. They don't say. They say they are the gateway to hell. Baba says their renunciation is limited. This is unlimited renunciation. The whole world has to be renounced by your intellects. Unlimited renunciation. Whole world I have to renounce through my intellect. I'm living here, but I'm all the time in my conscious awareness is only the new world, because sitting here, I'm creating the new world. It's like sitting in the old house, I'm constructing my new house. So all my intellect, my heart, everything, my thought will be where? In the new house, right? I'm planning for that, how it will be, where is the kitchen, where is the bedroom, where is the living room, what kind of decoration. We do like that, right? So now we are creating our new home in the golden age. So Baba says, you have renounced the whole of the old world. You have to remember the land of silence and the land of happiness. Forget this land of sorrow. This is the Father's order. The Father is explaining to you souls, and you are listening through your ears. Shiv Baba is explaining to you through the organs. He is the ocean of knowledge. That one is not a sage, saint, or a great soul Mahatma. Acha. Acha. To the sweetest, beloved, long lost, and now found children. Love, remembrance, and good morning from the mother, the father, Bap Dada. The spiritual father says Namaste to the spiritual children. हम रूहानी बच्चों की रूहानी बाप दादा को याद प्यार गुड मॉर्निंग और नमस्ते
और नमस्ते शुक्रिया बाबा
शुक्रिया बाबा शुक्रिया 谢谢爸爸谢谢
Everyone sings their own song. Essence for dharana. First, surrender yourself totally to the Father. Yesterday also Baba said, complete surrender. Today also Baba is reminding. Renounce the arrogance of your body and have your sins absolved in the fire of yoga. Second, study while keeping your aim and objective in your intellect. Keeping the predestined drama in your intellect, become a spinner of the discus of self-realization. This is Swadarshan Chakradhari. Swadarshan means self-realization. I have to see myself in the cycle. So spin the whole cycle in your mind, what I was in the golden age, how I came from the soul world, then golden age, then in the middle, I became a worship worthy, then I become Brahmin now, then I become angel. This is the whole cycle. Shangsho Shama. So, blessing. May you be an elevated soul. Very beautiful blessing. May you be an elevated soul who constantly flies in the flying stage with the wings of zeal and enthusiasm. The soul who is in zeal and enthusiasm, you will feel they are very light. They are not walking, they are flying. You will see them, you feel like they are flying, not walking. So Baba says, together with knowledge and yoga every day, let there be new zeal and enthusiasm at every moment and in every act. So then you will not feel tired or boring. So Baba's Gyan is very interesting. We can be more creative in yoga, in Gyan also. We do churning and apply in different ways. Make it more creative. Then you feel happy. So this is the base of the flying stage. What is the base? Let there be new zeal and enthusiasm at every moment and in every act. No matter what the task may be, whether it is of cleaning, washing dishes, or another ordinary task. Let there be constant and natural zeal and enthusiasm for it. An elevated soul in the flying stage will constantly continue to fly with his wings of zeal and enthusiasm. He will never become confused and stop by getting tired about small situations. The one who has zeal and enthusiasm, will be flying. And when you are flying, then no obstacle can stop you, because any obstacles, any negativity is a heavy energy. Heavy energy will be always down. And zeal and enthusiasm is a light energy, because elevated thing is always lighter and it flies high and above everything else. So when we fly above, fly beyond, then we just easy to cross any obstacle. You don't even cross, you just fly beyond that. It's like you sit in the flight, you go a little bit higher, how you see the things. Houses become like small, very small. And after some time, they even disappear. Right? You can't see anything. When you go beyond the clouds, so when you are down here, you see everything is so big, I don't know how to go. When you see the overview of something, then you see where to go, how to go. You see the things very clearly. You can find the solutions. So always stay happy. Just do this seva, that keep yourself happy. Maintain your zeal and enthusiasm. This is the greatest seva. Then everything else will happen through you. Baba can use you in a right way. If I become like, I'm sad, I'm tired, Baba wanted to do something great through you, instrument. And you're like, sad. How will Baba do? Baba has to wait then. Or let her finish her this karma first. It might take half a day, it might take 2 days, 3 days. And Baba is waiting. And you know, your devotees are waiting for you. Some of your devotees might be calling out to you at that time. And Baba wants to show your vision to them. And deity is sad. What will happen? Sad, sulking, unhappy, disturbed, upset, crying. No, deity is crying. How can Baba show this image to your devotees then? Then Baba has to wait. And just that's why Baba says, can't you hear the cries of your devotees? Can't you hear that? They're so desperate for even for a glance of yours. So Baba says, stay in zeal and enthusiasm. This is the homework. And in order to maintain your zeal and enthusiasm, do whatever. Even if you have to ask question, if you are disturbed, you don't know what to do, ask, take guidance. But no matter what, at any cost, maintain your zeal and enthusiasm. Spiritual intoxication. Slogan, those who are humble, tireless, and constantly ignited lights are the world benefactors. Remember, this is a very beautiful slogan. Remember this forever. Those who are humble, tireless, and constantly ignited lights are world benefactors. Baba says, you are the lighthouse for the world. And if we go down, my light is off. How can I show the way to others if my light is off? Right? So one thing, humble. Because if I'm not humble, Baba cannot use me. Baba cannot. Even if you have 1,000 qualities, but you are not humble. So this is very, very important. These are the key points. And then tireless. Basically, the tiredness is here in the mind. Tireless and constantly ignited lights. Very beautiful. Create this vision. Then you become the world benefactor. Okay? Om Shanti. So this is today's Baba's beautiful, powerful versions to make us elevated, to make us deities from ordinary human beings. Baba is giving us such a high aim and objective. We just need to remember that. Then we are able to follow everything. So let us now sit in Baba's remembrance. Yesterday's Baba's meeting, all of you